All right, everyone, I know that you cannot see Pud, but we are going to be doing a quick little review on what we thought of Gears of War 5. Gears 5. And I figured I'd play this in the background because it was like our gameplay. So, you know, I was like, you know what, why not play our gameplay if I'm going to play any type of gameplay? So, first of all, let's start by saying, like, me and Pud played every Gears of War game since Gears 1. She didn't start playing until we met, but I had played for a while before that. Now, in your opinion, did you really enjoy, like, Gears, the original Gears?
Yeah, I did like the original Gears.
Like Gears 1?
Yeah, what I can remember of it.
And you like the story and everything.
It's been a long time since I've played all the other Gears.
It feels weird because
I remember the story, but I don't remember the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's been...
No, the gameplay was clunky.
Yeah.
But still, it was... it was 2000 and what? 2002? 2003? No, yeah, it was like 2005, I think. It was pretty late. No, pretty early in the 2000s. So anyway, I played all of them, and this is including Judgment. I think you played Judgment. You played Judgment with me. You've had to play Judgment with me.
You said I did.
I know you did. You remember the poster that we have in our room? Do you remember the poster? It's Cole in handcuffs. Yes, I have a poster for Gears 5. I do.
For 5?
Or Gears, Gears Judgment. I called it Gears 4 for the longest time, but when they came out with Gears 4, I was like, okay, well, time to call it Gears 5. Or Gears Judgment, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So, when it came down to gameplay for all of those games, 1, 2, 3, the DLC for 3, which was amazing. Do you remember that's where we first actually met Barrick, and Kim was actually like, he was the lieutenant, I think, of that squad. Do you remember that?
It's been a long time.
It was the very first time that they actually...
I wanted to go back through and play all of the Gears.
Oh my god, it would be great. I think we should totally do that.
I wanted to do, like, the story all over again.
Well, we played Gears of War, the remake of number 1, which was
we haven't
Ultimate Edition.
Played any other Gears story in a very long time.
We played Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, but we didn't play... Are you serious right now? My cat's trying to cause a house fire.
Yeah, because your cat's a bad cat.
We didn't play the story. We played the multiplayer. We did not play the story.
We played the story.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did, because we ended up going through and beating Rom first turn, remember? And we were so excited that we beat Rom first turn. I actually I went through and I recorded it. Remember? Babe?
No, I don't remember.
I have that all on video. Like, it's all on my YouTube channel. Like, anyway, so because we played all these Gears games, we tend to know a little bit about how Gears works and all the things that Gears has to offer everyone. So, like, with that being said, and your phone going off, in your opinion, is Gears 5 a good adaptation of Gears?
No.
Or is it just what it is? My opinion, it's Gears. It's not Gears of War, it's Gears. Why did they change the title anyway? I did not enjoy the fact that they changed the title from Gears of War to just Gears. Like, why just Gears 5? Is it because it's heading that direction to change? I think that's... I'm going to say that's a yes. That's why.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like because it's a free game that...
Well, it's only a free game if you have Xbox Game Pass.
Because it's technically a free game, they did a sloppy job on purpose.
But the story was... Okay. So the story was pretty straight.
The story was decent. It was It was good. Chapter 2 was good.
You didn't like Chapter 1?
Chapter 1 was okay. It was just okay to me. Everything was just okay. Like, I mean, nothing really happened in Chapter 1.
No. Well, except for Lizzie, Carmine died.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
she wasn't even she wasn't an important character within the franchise. There was just another Carmine death. And because Chapter 1 is what made everyone hate JD. That was the whole thing. That's why people hated JD.
Chapter 1 was not the greatest, in my opinion. I just don't feel like it was good. I don't.
Like the story or just Chapter 1? Because I know you hated Chapter 3, the sands, the dust sands. You hated the dust sands.
It was awful.
I think, okay, so if let's boil it down to what made this game good and what made this game bad. Let's talk about the pros and cons, okay? So obviously there's a bunch of cons. We'll start with the cons because there's so many. Okay, there's a bunch. It was buggy. It was very buggy. We tried to pick up all the collectibles. Actually, the first time through, we picked up every collectible just about, and not once did it ever pop up or show up. We actually had to do it. How many times did we have to do it? 3, 4? We had to go back.
In the story?
Yeah.
You did the story 3 times.
Because we had to go back and get...
You did the story 4 times. I did the story 3 times.
But that was because we couldn't pick up the collectibles. So every time we had to reset a level, we did one level several times. Because we had to pick up a collectible that we couldn't... It wouldn't register that we were picking it up. So that was a big problem, at least in my opinion. We
barely even played the story together.
Yeah, no, not at all. We kept getting disconnection issues. That was going to be my next thing, is the connection issues. And this started back in Gears 4 when the Coalition took over. I mean, Gears of War Ultimate Edition was not bad, right? Would you agree with me?
It was the worst out of all of them.
Ultimate Edition?
Yes.
Why was it worse?
I don't know. I just didn't care for it.
I disagree. Because it was it was a remake. So it's hard to mess up a remake. It is very hard to mess up a remake of a Gears game. If the game is already made and all you have to do is retexture and skin, it is hard to mess that up.
It wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
It was the worst out of all the Gears that we've played, in my opinion.
And that was the first game released by the Coalition when they took over.
Well, all I have to say is the Coalition should stop making games on their own.
Okay. Then Gears of War 4 came out, and obviously me and you were very excited to see it come out. We really wanted to see the game be made, and in a good way. I mean, there were times when it was a little tense. It was a little, we were seeing some tensing up, right?
In Gears 5?
In Gears 4.
In Gears 4 was good.
Gears 4 was pretty decent.
It was decent.
Story-wise and even PvP-wise was pretty decent. Not the greatest, but it was okay.
It was good. It was good.
And then they came out with 5, and I feel like they're trying to find a new audience, which is really bad especially for a game like Gears that's had the same audience for, what's it been, 10 years? So they find the same audience for 10 years and now all of a sudden trying to change everything. How do you feel about the secondary missions that they put in?
I don't like them.
You don't like the secondary missions?
No.
But are you like me, you don't mind it? It's whatever?
I don't like them.
You don't like them at all? You would rather them be...
I'd rather have more detail to the story. I don't care about side missions. I don't care about what happened to Paddock's people.
The UIR?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I mean, it's good for lore.
Read a book.
Okay, so then, in that sense, what about the open world?
No, I don't like that either.
You hate, like, the new open world?
Yeah, I don't. Not for Gears. I don't like it.
I'm going to say the new open world, I do not care for. I don't like it even a little bit. I don't care for the open world. The side missions, I don't mind it. It's like whatever. I see what you're trying to do, and if you're trying to, like, put side missions in, then cool, whatever. That's good for you. I don't know. I think in general, like with the connection issues being the way they were,
with the open world, I feel like it took a lot away from the story.
Like the actual story that was happening, not like the lore.
I feel like because we had to search all these open worlds, that it made you not pay so much attention to what was going on in the story.
Because you were paying so much attention.
Because you're trying to explore a fucking open ass world.
Right, I get you. So,
like Destiny. I don't want to compare it to Destiny, but it's like Destiny. Like, you lose the story because you're off exploring everything.
Right. So we both completed the campaign of Insane, which was a chore. It was a chore. Usually when you play a Gears of War game and you beat it on Insane, first of all, you beat it on Insane, you're like, yes, I feel good. This one, how did you feel when you beat it on Insane? Because I know that
I was pissed because I only got 25 Gs.
Oh, okay, so you felt it didn't reward you enough. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's a good reason to be upset about the story. So you were mad because it didn't give you enough a reward for how tedious it was.
It was insane.
Yeah.
We literally did it on insane mode.
For me, a Gears of War game is all about the feels, and I didn't feel anything in this game. And here's a major spoiler, but I'm going to give it away. When it comes down to a Gears game, when you see a Gears game, you think, this character is going to do this character is going to do that. It's kind of like if you've played Gears of War 3, Dom, right? Everybody cried when Dom died, me included, right? I love Dom. Dom was great. When he sacrificed himself to save their entire squad, I was heartbroken because I was like, damn it, Dom, why'd you do it? I mean, it's for the greater good, but I've been here with you for so long, and you've left such a mark. And in this Gears, and here's where the spoiler is going to come out, you have a choice on who dies. We have never in, what's it been, 12 years? In 13 years, never been given a choice on who dies. And all of a sudden in this one, Gears 5, they want to go ahead and give you a choice on who dies. So you get to pick between JD and Del, which are two of the main characters from Gears 4, and they're actually Del is a major component of Gears 5. JD not so much. They obviously made him out to look like a bad dude, which is why a lot of people were like, hey, let's pick Del during the death scene. I know for a fact I saved JD because I feel for Marcus. That was the reason I picked JD, is because Marcus is my dude. I've been with him for 5 games, and I don't want him to hurt anymore, right? But a lot of the player base that's playing this game has only started at Gears 4 or Gears 5, so they're starting at this one or the last one, and they're picking Del.
Quiet.
They're picking Del, right? I mean, my wife picked Del.
I picked Del. I saved Del.
But why was your reasoning for it?
Because JD was a dick.
Because they made JD out to look like the bad guy.
Well, not only that, because I played with Del majority of the story.
Exactly. So, of course, it's going to be your natural reaction to pick the character that you've been using. Which is why I didn't like that they had removed JD from the story and actually replaced him with Kate and Del. I don't mind the characters, it's just I can't connect to them on that level. It's like if they put Anya Stroud. with Marcus. That would be a terrible choice. I wouldn't know what to pick. I would be so heartbroken on either one of those choices. However...
Well, for me, that's different.
How?
Because I can, like, feel more for those characters.
That's what I'm saying.
For JD and Dell. I don't care about JD or Dell.
Right.
I don't care that JD is Marcus's son because...
But they
don't tell us enough about anything.
Exactly. They've given you no reason to cling on to these characters.
Nothing at all.
That's why when Oscar died, it was just like, oh, okay, Oscar's dead.
I mean, it's stupid that Oscar died because he was in Gears 4 at the end. He was taken by a snatcher. He cut his stomach open and rolled out.
Right.
And then you're going to make him die by killing
Kate.
him.
Yeah.
Like,
essentially by Kate. It was dumb. It was a dumb way to die, but when he died, what did you feel? It was that quick. It was in and out. So quick. It wasn't even a big deal. It was just like, okay, Oscar's dead. That's the end of that. You know what I mean? There's no feeling to this Gears. And I feel like there should be a feeling. All right, but let's move on to good things. Is there any other bad things that you want to bring up? How's the PvP?
I mean, PvP sucks.
The PvP sucks, and she plays a lot of PvP, so she knows more about this than I do. What, like, in your opinion, is bad about the PvP?
That every weapon is, like, tremendously overpowered.
So the weapons do too much damage. And what, your life isn't, like, enough? Your life
It's not even
dwindles.
about the life. It's about the fact that you get hit a couple times, and for one, you can't see because your screen turns fucking blood red.
So your screen turns blood red when you get shot. This is actually, yeah, your screen turns red when you get shot, what, twice, 3 times? And it takes how many shots, you said? 12? Like 12 shots to take you out?
Yeah, with
a Lancer?
With like Lancers and Enforcers and stuff like that, yeah, it's 11, 12 shots and it's 100%.
So, it's very tanky. Like, the weapons are tanky. And you're squishy. So it's not really that.
It's just not.
And the connection issues are still there. There's still a lot of connection problems when it comes down to PvP.
Like,
yeah, what about the maps?
I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know.
You don't know how. So it just doesn't feel like Gears PvP.
It's not. No, it's not. Like, it's not good. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't care for it at all.
Like the entirety of the game, or just like the PvP base? Like, would you want... I mean, obviously, we played the story 3 times, so... That
I don't have no interest in playing the story again, other than to get achievements.
Right, exactly.
I don't like that it's a 3-player campaign. I don't like that...
Yeah, that's another thing they changed.
I don't like that one of the characters is a robot.
Why? Yeah, that's another thing. You know, these are good points. Why weren't you bringing these things up when I was asking?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about it overall. Like, the weapons that they added in are cool as fuck.
Yes, the weapons are awesome.
All the new weapons, they're cool.
They're so cool.
Except for the fact that they made the Retro Lancer garbage.
No, it's not that bad.
It's garbage.
If you burst fire it,
they made the Retro Lancer garbage. The Bolt Hawk is great. The Hammer Burst is great. They made the...
Yeah, the Hammer Burst, they amped that up.
The Markza is even great.
Oh my god, the Markza is like
Nasher
a sniper
sucks.
rifle. Yeah, the Nasher's bad.
Straight trash. It's like they tried to wean everybody away from
the Nasher
doing what they normally do in all the game modes, honestly, because I mean, yeah, if you don't aim, you can be pretty accurate with it, but even
if you don't aim, you can be accurate with it, and that's been the same thing in Gears for forever.
Yeah, but even in Gears 4, I can quick scope with the Nasher and still do some damage. Like, I could still put 87% in one hit.
Right.
With this, I'm shooting 4 or 5 times, and I don't even know if I'm doing anything.
You get like 69%. But, okay, bringing up one of your other things. 3-player co-op, right? So every Gears of War game has been what? 4. It's been 4-player co-op, except for Gears 2 and Gears 1 were both 2-player co-op. So it's strange that they changed it to a 3-player instead of a 4. Now, if anything, it gives you the option, if you got 4 players, to and the worst part is you play half of the game with 4 people with you.
Yeah,
Okay, so in the first chapter, you play with JD, Kate, Dell, and who's the last person? Marcus. That's 4 people. You could have played 4-player co-op right there. In chapter 2, you play with Kate and Dell. Actually, in the first chapter, you play with Kate and Dell, so Kate, Dell, and Jack. But Jack, okay, so Jack is a playable character, but Jack is a robot, and that's her second thing that she had brought up, is he is a robot, which we played as. How'd you feel playing with Jack?
I don't like Jack. I mean,
I don't like it.
I like Jack as
a helpful hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like Jack as being a playable character.
I like being able to command Jack to do things, because I thought that was really cool that they did that, because it was like Jack ripped that door. You know what I mean?
We hosted a lobby for a campaign.
Right.
And the guy that played Jack did absolutely
he didn't know how to
help us out, so we couldn't progress in the story.
Yeah, we were on a level where you had to use the over armor to get through the gas, and the guy didn't know how to use the over armor in order to let us make it through the gas. So that was a problem for us with him as Jack, that he didn't know how to use his own abilities. So yeah, I don't feel like Jack should be a playable character. He's definitely a helping hand. If anything, they should have done 2-player co-op on this and not 3. Because half the game you play with Faz, JD, or Faz, JD. I call him Faz. I call him Raul, actually, because I enjoy his content, not Faz's. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Gears game, okay? So the choice at the end, that I played both endings. I don't know. I like JD's ending more than I like Dell's, but I like them both in their own perspectives. But don't give me an option. Give me one or the other. You know what I mean? Don't let me have a choice, because if that would have been the case, then way back when, I would have killed somebody else over Ty. I would have let Ty live.
Well, it's not even that. It's now what are they going to do?
Yeah. And okay, that's another thing. Moving forward, how are we going to go into the next Gears?
Now it's either
Gear 6.
Now it's either they're going to have to ignore the fact that they did that, or
gave the option,
or they're going to have to continue to do the who do you choose thing.
And if that happens, you get 2 different storylines with 2 completely different endings, right? Or 4 different endings, depending on what happens within those storylines. So it creates a spider web, and this is what I told everybody when I saw it. It's like a spider web. You get the 2 options at the end, and then those 2 endings go into the next game, and it creates 2 different endings that could actually end up being 2 more endings, which creates 4 separate endings for a game. What do you do for Gear 7? You have to continue to use that because you've screwed up the storyline. Now you could have it's a choose your own type of ordeal. And I don't like that. I like Gears having a very linear storyline, but I understand that they're trying to reach out to a broader audience with giving it the open world. So I'm going to say, as far as Gears of War goes, overall, what would you rate it? I want to know what you would rate it. I want to know. Because you're like a Gears Ultra fan when it comes to PvP. I'm a Gears Ultra fan when it comes to the storyline. I love the story so much.
It depends on what they do.
I want to know what you thought of this game on a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, if I would have paid money for it, I would have returned it.
Okay. Well, that's not a number, but What?
Between 3 to 5.
Okay, so like a 4, because that's between 3 and 5. You crazy?
Somewhere between 3 and 5.
Okay, so Pud gives it like
overlooking all the bugs that they fixed in the campaign.
Barely. They didn't fix all of them. We were still having problems.
Yeah, but we were able to actually get through the story.
Yeah, after 3 and 4 times through. 3 and 4 times through the story.
Yeah, I would say about a 4, maybe a 5.
You say a 4. I would give this game overall, what, a 6? I'd give it a 6. And I'll tell you why I'll give it a 6, and you can tell why you give it a 4. Actually, you tell yours first. Overall,
I basically already told you why I give it a 4. I don't like the feel of it. I don't care for it. Chapter 2 on the story was what the whole game should have been about. The whole campaign should have been more about what Chapter 2 was on. That's what I feel. Chapter
2 was on what? The Stranded?
Chapter 2 was on Kate and Dell when they went into the wild or into the snow or whatever, and they found Niles and they learned about.
Oh, and learned about her origin, right?
Yeah, that's what it should have been.
Yeah, I agree. They should have made it more about Kate. Because
that's what they insinuated that they were going to do in 4. Oh, look, my grandmother gave me this necklace,
and it's the locust necklace.
And then they tell you nothing about Mira.
No, they tell you a little about Mira. Yeah,
she was Raina's mother.
Yes,
and she was the one that was immune to,
and that she went crazy because they took
Raina. Well, because Raina's father fled with her.
Right.
Okay, that's all you know. That's all you found out about her.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
But that's enough.
What happened to Raina during that whole they still don't tell you how. Like I said when we were playing, how did Raina know if Raina's father fled with Raina? How did Raina know that the necklace belonged to her mother?
Her father probably gave it to him and said it.
But so he told. What did he tell Raina about Mira?
That she was dead. I don't know. I mean, this is me speculating. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. Like they should have. I wish they would have.
They would have touched on that more. I get you. Okay. I gave it a 6 because even though there was a lot of bugs, there was a ton of bugs at launch, and there was a lot of problems with connections, and I didn't like a lot of the new things that they had brought into the game. Even though all that was going on, I still semi-enjoyed the campaign because the campaign was pretty good. It was pretty nicely written. I thought there was no need for all the secondary missions and all the open world, just like you. I didn't think there was any. I thought it was unnecessary. However, I didn't mind doing the secondary missions. I did mind the open world, though. I do not think that any Gears should have an open world. Gears of War does not need an open world setting. It's a very linear game, and that's why we like it.
I liked it because it was good at telling a story.
Yeah, but with the open world, you're not focused on the story, like you said.
I feel like there was a bunch of missing story.
Yes. There was more lore in this one. I do think that they tried to... I know you didn't want to compare it to Destiny, but that's actually a pretty good way to describe it. Destiny was all about lore and reading the books and reading the cards, the Grimoire cards, remember? And they actually took that away in Destiny 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, before Destiny 2, you go around and find the ghosts.
Yeah, you find the ghosts and read the lore on all the different, inhabitants
I wanted to like Gears 5 more than I do.
We were excited for Gears 5. We were really excited.
I was really... It did not meet my expectations.
No, it didn't meet mine either, and that's why.
Even the last act was.
Oh my God!
Chaos.
It was complete chaos to the point where it was so frustrating.
I forgot half of the shit that was going on.
There was
story previously.
Well, you're so flustered because the last act isn't where you make the decision. It's before the last act that you make the decision.
No, it's the last act. It's the last chapter. Well, not the last act, but the last chapter. The whole last chapter.
Yes.
Was.
No, the last act. You were right, but I'm talking.
chaos.
It wasn't the last chapter. That was my fault. It wasn't the last chapter where you made the decision. You made the decision in the first chapter of the last act, which has you mind boggled already because you're like, wait, I had to pick.
First of all, this whole chapter act thing, it's confusing.
Well, they've done that forever.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I enjoy
this one.
it.
I just don't like.
It's because they tried to write it like a book, which was exactly how Gears was supposed to be made.
This one I didn't care for. It was hard for me to keep up with, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The whole act chapter, like, bullshit. The last part of the game, there was too much going on. I feel like instead of fighting all these fucking big monsters, we should have been fighting Reyna.
Right.
Or
we should have
been dealing more with Reyna. Like, literally all we saw her do was pick up JD and pick up Dell.
She didn't even... I mean, she showed up in part of a cutscene for like 5 seconds. And not even.
And then made you make a choice on which friend you're going to kill.
Yeah, and then just came out of nowhere and was like, now live with it. And that was it. I was like, I
feel like...
That's our villain? Like, where'd she go after that?
I just feel...
Why did she let Reyna live?
That's what I'm saying.
Or
I feel
Kate
like if she would have threw the knife at Reyna, it would have drawn me in more, because I'd have been like, okay...
She's not trying to kill one of her
We would have seen... Well, not only that, we would have seen what would have happened next. Like...
Yeah. But also, if you think about it, they brought that from Call of Duty. That whole throw a knife at your enemy at the end.
I just feel like they could have done so much better with everything that was already there in the game. I feel like if they would have just stopped trying to please everybody and stuck to what they know how to do.
Yeah, like stick to the actual game.
Stick to the storytelling. Yeah. Like, make her do something to Reyna, not make her kill off one of the two main characters.
Yeah. Especially not one of the main characters, right? I mean, that's...
Like, especially if you're trying to get people attached to these characters, and then all of a sudden it's like their life means nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like...
Because it's like, then you find out that they die at the end, and you're like, well, then I don't even care about these characters anymore.
I don't care about any of it, honestly, now, because who's to say that I'm not going to have to pick and choose between somebody else?
Exactly.
Like, who am I picking and choosing between next? Foz and Kate? Who's dying now?
Exactly. Anyway, guys, that was our opinion on Gears of... Or I shouldn't even say Gears of War. It's just Gears 5. So that was our opinion on Gears 5. If you guys did like the video or whatnot, go ahead and just let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of the game. She said 4, I said 6. It
has room for improvement if they do an update on the PvP. I feel like it could be better. The story, it is what it is. The PvP has a chance.
Right. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Later on.